Hello, students. In our daily life, there are a lot of changes which happen around us. Today, we will be studying about those changes. So, let's start.
So, every day we come across many changes that are taking place all around us. These changes may involve one or more substances. Sometimes milk becomes sour, so souring of milk is a change. After that, making a sugar solution, it is also a change. Similarly, setting of curd from a milk, it is also a change. There are some common changes which we observe in our everyday life. So, some changes that we have noticed around us are melting of ice. You, if you take out the ice cubes from the fridge, then you will notice that the ice cubes will start changing into water. Why does this happen? Because the temperature of the ice cube rises. After that, the melting of ice cream. It is also one kind of change. It also happens due to the rise in temperature. After that, if you light candles, then you will notice that the wax of the candle slowly melts. This also happens due to the rise of temperature. Due to burning of candle, smoke is also released. So the thread of the candle burns, and due to that, smoke is released. So it is also one kind of change. After that, stretching of rubber band. So when you stretch a rubber band, you will notice that its shape changes. So it is also one kind of change. The next is evaporation of water. We know that evaporation is the process by which water is converted into water vapor. It happens due to the rise in temperature. So it is also one kind of change. Other one is breaking of glass. So when the glass breaks, its shape changes. So it is also one kind of change. After that, cutting of paper. So when you cut a paper, the shape of the paper changes. So it is also one kind of change. The next kind of change is sublimation. What is the meaning of sublimation? So it is a process by which the solid is directly converted into its gaseous form. For example, if you heat ice cubes are solid. So when you heat ice cubes, they change into liquid first, that is water, and after that, when you heat it further, it changes into water vapor, which is its gaseous form. So sublimation is a process by which some substances are directly converted into their gaseous form from their solid form. Some common examples of substances which exhibit sublimation are camphor. Camphor is called kapoor in Hindi. It is also offered to the god. So when we heat the camphor, it directly gets converted into its gaseous form. One more example is dry ice. Dry ice is nothing but solid carbon dioxide. So when you heat the carbon dioxide, it directly gets converted into its gaseous form. So this process is called sublimation. So it is also one kind of change. In class 6, you have already studied about reversible and irreversible changes. So what are reversible changes? It means the changes which can be reversed. For example, if you freeze water, it will turn into ice cube. And after that, if you again heat the ice cube, you can get water. So this kind of change is a reversible change. But if you cut a paper, then there is no way you can get that original paper back. So this kind of change is called an irreversible change. So the changes which we discussed just now, some of them are reversible and some of them are irreversible. Can you tell which changes are reversible and which are irreversible? Think and make a list of them in your notebook. The changes in our life can be broadly classified into two types. First is physical change and second is chemical change. Now let us see what is the meaning of physical change. In physical change, a substance undergoes changes only in its physical properties, such as shape, size, color, and state, and no new substance is formed. So, first of all, we have to understand what is the meaning of physical properties. Physical properties means the properties which we can see. For example, you must be watching this video on a tab or a laptop. So, by seeing your tab or your laptop, you can determine the shape of the tab or the shape of your laptop, which is rectangular. After that, you can determine the size. After that, you can determine the color and you can also determine the state. It is in solid state. So, these properties are called physical properties. Now, in physical changes, no new substance is formed. For example, let's say you are playing with a pencil and it gets broken. So, this is one kind of change because the size of the pencil is reduced to half. Now, when the pencil breaks, no new substance is formed. The pencil will remain a pencil, just that the size of the pencil is reduced to half. So, this is the property of a physical change. No new substance is formed. Now, let us see what are the characteristics of physical changes. The physical changes are generally temporary changes which can be easily reversed to form the original substance. In such a change, no new substance is formed. For example, let's say the ice is melting. So what happens is ice gets converted into water, but it is temporary because if we freeze the water, it will again be changed into ice. So it is temporary, it can be easily reversed, and no new substance is forming. Many physical changes are also irreversible. For example, we just discussed breaking of pencil. So it is an irreversible change. But in all physical changes, no new substance is formed. Let us revise what are the characteristics of physical change. First, no new substance is formed in this change. Second, it is a temporary change and is generally reversible. Third, a temporary change in color may take place. For example, let's say you are dipping a paper in a bucket of water. So what you will notice is the color of the paper becomes a bit dark. So that change is temporary because when you dry the paper again, the original color will be restored. And finally, very little energy is either absorbed or evolved. For example, let's say if you stretch a rubber band and if you stretch it too many times, and if you touch it, you will notice that the rubber band has become a bit hotter. So, in the process of stretching a rubber band, some heat is evolved. Now, let us see what is the meaning of crystallization. You know that seawater contains salts dissolved in it, which makes it salty. We have learnt in class 6 that salt can be obtained from seawater by the process of evaporation. We use salt pans, huge salt pans, and due to the process of evaporation, the water changes into water vapor, and what we are left with is salt. The salt obtained in this manner is not pure, and its crystals are small. The shape of the crystals cannot be seen clearly. So large crystals of pure substances can be obtained from their solutions by the process of crystallization. Now let us understand what is the process of crystallization. So crystallization is an example of a physical change. The process of cooling a hot concentrated solution of a substance to obtain crystals is called crystallization. The process of crystallization is used to obtain crystals of a pure solid substance from impure solid substance. Let us understand this process by an example. Do you know what is the meaning of solubility? Let's say you can dissolve 100 grams of salt in 1 liter of water. After that, if you try to dissolve the salt, it won't get dissolved. So you can say that the solubility of 1 liter of water is 100 grams of salt, or it is 100 grams per liter. But what you will notice is when you increase the temperature of water, the solubility of water also increases, which means that if you are able to dissolve 100 grams of salt in water, then after raising the temperature of water, you will be able to dissolve more salt. When you do this, the solution is said to be hot and concentrated solution. In this example, we have taken a hot concentrated solution of copper sulfate. It is blue in color. Now what happens is when you cool down this hot copper sulfate solution, then the excess of copper sulfate which is dissolved in the solution will start to crystallize. Now in the picture you can see that huge crystals, blue colored crystals of copper sulfate are crystallized on a thread. So this process is called crystallization. So today we learnt about the changes which occur around us in our everyday life. After that we learnt about the types of changes, that is physical change and chemical change. After that we learnt about the characteristics of physical change and its example, that is crystallization. Your homework today is to list reversible and irreversible changes and also reading the book. I'll see you next time. Till then, take care.